What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo, and the first thing that I want to do is I want to apologize because in yesterday's video I was wrong. I was 100% wrong about Shingo and Ryo, especially thanks to all of you in those comments. Many of you were correcting me on the fact that both of these guys were actually bosses or hidden bosses in the franchises, whether it be KOF or other games. So thank you for correcting me. And just to be fair to myself, I haven't played all the KOF games. I never played any of the Fatal Fury games. So, you know, these are things I wasn't aware of, but I should have done a little bit more research before I went ahead and said that these guys were not KOF bosses. So that's my bad, and I hold myself fully accountable for that. So again, I do apologize for that. But now that we know that these guys are, well, now that I know, many of you already did know, but now that I know that these guys were actual KOF bosses or a boss from a different franchise, that means those data mine leaks are probably going to be true. We probably will get a BS Shingo, and we probably will get a BS Ryo. And I actually did do a little research, and as far as Shingo is concerned, I couldn't get a lot of information on Shingo. So in the King of Fighter 98 Wikipedia here, when you scroll down here, you actually see the single entry here, and you see Rugal Bernstein. We all know who Rugal is. He's always been a boss. And then you got Shingo right here. So this can definitely lead you to assume that, yeah, everybody's correct about the fact that Shingo was a boss in King of Fighters 98. You know, and like, you know, shout out to AB in the comments. He said he was in some kind of dream state whenever he was boss, because he's actually a good guy. He's not a bad dude. But evidently he was a boss, which is pretty wacky. I never knew Shingo was a boss. I had no idea. Otherwise, I would have never said in that last video. But this is pretty much confirmation that, you know, he could be a BS character. It very well could happen, which I actually seen a lot of the comments in the past video where a lot of people were really excited. There's a lot of Shingo fans out there. He's a cool character, so they're really excited about it. So yeah, that's pretty amazing. And then Ryo. Now, this is something else I wasn't aware of. So Ryo was a boss in Fatal Fury Wild Ambition, and he may have been a boss in other games, but this is the one that I found. And he was actually Mr. Karate. That's right. Ryo was Mr. Karate in this game, which is nuts. He was actually a secret boss, and I'll guys show you a picture of what he looks like right here. Now, he looks pretty damn cool. He looks pretty freaking sick. I gotta say, I really like, if this is the version that we're gonna get, like a BS version that looks like this of Ryo, I'm down. I'm down. This looks pretty damn cool. I mean, I was pretty excited about the original Mr. Karate, you know, Takuma version, but this is pretty nice. This is insane. And just for fun, I'll show you guys a little something something here. Give me a second. Let me turn this sound off. And let me pull up a little something for you guys. So this is Fatal Fury Wild Ambition, and this is the boss fight against Ryo, which is pretty wild. This is pretty wild. Look at this. Oh yeah, you gotta excuse the graphics. This is an old game. But look at that. Mr. Karate right there, guys. So freaking sick. I couldn't find anything on Shingo, unfortunately. Old school. I swear, man, this reminds me of like Tekken 3, the way this fighting is going on. Nice. It brings back memories seeing a game like this get played. Pretty damn cool. I'm actually hyped up. I mean, I'm hyped up, especially for Ryo. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Shingo's cool, don't get me wrong, but I gotta admit, after I seen what this version of Ryo looks like, I was like, yeah, I'm pretty down for this. He looks pretty freaking sick. Nice combos, man. Nice combos. Really, really sweet. Very, very cool. Oh, Terry, guys, butt whoop right there. It's pretty, this is some nostalgia playing in here. I mean, granted, I never played this game, but it just gives me nostalgia on all the old fighting games I used to play. Again, especially Tekken 3. Wow. It's so wild. Oh, Lord have mercy. Look at that. And you never know. I mean, these fighting moves that you're seeing right here, they could incorporate some of these moves for Ryo. right? I mean, we've seen a lot of these moves already in the versions of Ryo we already have. Oh, he got swept there. Oh, man, he got the old toss. Oh! This is wild watching this. Very, very cool. Oh, nice. Got behind him. Very sweet. Oh, Terry getting the win. He's like, no, 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 buddy. Your butt's mine. I'm going to freaking whoop your ass. Okay, it's 1-1. Who's going to take it? Who's going to take it? Oh, Lord. I should have picked up this old game and tried playing it myself. I almost want to actually watching this. I'm not going to lie. I don't need awesome graphics for me to enjoy a game. That's for sure. I can play those old Atari games and have a great old time. Ooh. Oh, get him. Oh, 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 man, sweet. Oh. Nice, nice, nice. Woo. Oh, he interrupted that. Terry getting the win. My God. So, I mean, and that's Ryo, the Mr. Karate version, or, you know, Ryo, the Mr. Karate version of him, right? And he does look sick. Well, I'm going to bring up that picture again of him. I mean, he does look sick. He does. He looks freaking awesome. I got to say, man. And Ryo is a character in this game that isn't very good. Like, even the Fest version, the strongest version of him, I mean, he's got a lot of power. This dude's got insane damage. He's got, I mean, but people really just use him for his leadership. You know, the increased blue fighters, power charge rate, and increased attack, especially for the Immortal Dungeons. I mean, I've used him in a free-to-play run in the Immortal Dungeons, and he definitely got it done against Immortal Vulcan. But, man, he can die pretty easy, even though he's got a decreased damage received by 70%. But the guy has no immunity. I mean, and his, I don't know, his skills don't really cancel super fast. He's just, I mean, he does a lot of chill damage. I mean, like I said, he's got a lot of power, but his survivability is complete shite. And even though he's got the decreased damage received, I would argue that Mr. Karate's is actually better because he actually at least has that hyper armor. He doesn't have a decreased damage received, but if you play him right, you can keep him alive a lot easier. Whereas with Ryo here being an attack type, he just, man, he takes way too much damage. But knowing that, very, very high chance that he's going to get a BS version, especially after just watching all that. Knowing that he was an actual boss and Shingo, it just confirms everything, right? So now, you know, I did think that Netmarble was being freaking silly for, you know, making Shingo, or potentially making Shingo and Ryo BS characters. Now I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm the dummy. I was completely wrong about that. Yeah, I mean, and the truth is, you know, in the last video, when I was talking about bosses, I was talking about like all the main bosses, but I did mention Zero, and Zero was a sub boss, right? So it really, I should have included these guys, but I had no idea that they were bosses. And I had to say, pretty insane. And Shingo here, well, Shingo doesn't even have a Fest version. So actually the fact that he would get a BS version is pretty awesome. I know that, you know, judging from the comments, again, it was kind of like a mixture. I've seen a lot of people that are very excited, a lot of Shingo fans, and I've seen quite a few people that were not excited. I've seen people that said, well, I'm just going to pass. But here's the thing. We all know with all these new characters that come to the game, especially when it comes to BS and SS, we all know that we have this meta power creep. It doesn't mean you need the character, especially if you already have some SS and BS characters already. I mean, we just had the DOA 6 collab where a lot of people got Marie and Honaka, the SS versions of them, for free. So there's a good chance you might not need them at all, right? But, you know, I mean, it's a gacha game. A lot of people like to collect their favorite characters, play with them, maybe make the game easier by having stronger characters. Maybe there'll be a certain element that you need and things of that nature. So we'll see about that, but Shingo might be insane. He might be freaking absolutely nutso. I mean, if he's going to be a BS character, he's going to be strong. You can bet on that. They're going to be freaking insane. Maybe they'll give him some kind of dot. And just because he didn't have a, you know, any kind of dot really in the game doesn't mean that, in the original game, doesn't mean that he's not going to have dot here. Or just because he didn't have Eternal Flame, right? I don't know if when he was a boss, if he was using a flame or not. I have no idea. I never played the game, KOF98. I'm not really sure. But again, thank you for correcting me in those comments. I was completely wrong about these guys. So Let me know how y'all feeling about, Ryo and Shingo getting BS versions of them. And I do stream on Twitch at 9 p.m. GMT plus 7 time. The link will be in the description below. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.